What if you could get all the benefits of a prolonged fast, autophagy, ketosis, visceral fat mobilization, without losing muscle, without energy crashes, and without nutrient depletion? There is a protocol that does exactly this, and it involves eating. Not less food, not no food, one specific food in unlimited quantities for 5 days. The biology is completely different from water fasting, and the results are surprisingly superior in several key ways. The nutritional profile that makes this possible. To understand why sardines function as a fasting tool, you have to examine what they actually contain and what they deliberately exclude. A single day's intake of approximately 6 tins of whole sardines, skin, bones, and organs included, delivers roughly 120 to 125 grams of protein, 85 to 95 grams of fat, and carbohydrates that approach zero. This macronutrient profile accomplishes two critical things simultaneously. First, the absence of carbohydrates keeps insulin low. Without glucose entering circulation, the pancreas is not stimulated. The body remains in a fat-burning state, ketosis, similar to what occurs during water fasting. Second, the presence of protein prevents muscle catabolism. During a water fast, the body has no choice but to break down muscle tissue to supply amino acids for essential functions. With sardines, those amino acids are already present. The body does not need to cannibalize its own structure. The carbohydrate content is functionally zero, only trace amounts from sauces or seasonings. For all practical purposes, this is a ketogenic state maintained through whole food consumption. The omega-3 to omega-6 ratio is one of the most clinically significant markers of systemic inflammation. The standard modern diet contains 15 to 20 times more omega-6 than omega-3, a ratio that promotes inflammatory signaling throughout the body. Sardines invert this completely. They provide approximately 7 to 10 times more omega-3 than omega-6. Consuming roughly 13,000 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acids daily, as occurs during a sardine fast, fundamentally shifts this ratio over the course of 5 days. This is not a minor adjustment. Omega-3s are incorporated directly into cell membranes, particularly in neural tissue and cardiovascular structures. They modulate the production of inflammatory cytokines. They improve the fluidity of cell membranes, enhancing receptor function and signal transduction. The clinical implications are measurable: improved thyroid function, more flexible joints, and enhanced sleep quality characterized by deeper, more restorative cycles. These are not subjective claims. They are predictable physiological responses to omega-3 repletion. Why whole fish matters: skin, bones, and organs. This is where the distinction becomes critical. Sardines consumed with skin and bones are not equivalent to sardines without them. The bones provide bioavailable calcium, approximately 5,000% of the daily recommended value of B12 when consumed in these quantities, alongside significant selenium, vitamin D, and calcium. These micronutrients are not supplementary. They are structural. Sardines are a miniature form of nose-to-tail animal consumption. You are ingesting organ tissue, connective tissue, skin, and bone. This delivers nutrients that are simply not present in muscle meat alone: collagen, glycine, proline, and a range of trace minerals that support joint health, skin integrity, and mitochondrial function. The liver and other organs within the sardine contain concentrated forms of vitamin A, vitamin D, and coenzyme Q10, compounds that support energy production at the cellular level. By eating the whole fish, you are consuming a complete nutrient matrix, not an isolated protein source. Beyond the measurable biomarkers, there is a psychological component that deserves attention: a restrictive protocol of this nature. 5 days of a single food functions as an exercise in cognitive control. The ability to say no to impulsive food choices is not merely willpower. It is a trainable skill. Each day of adherence strengthens the neural circuits associated with self-regulation. The cravings that typically drive behavior begin to subside as the body adapts to a stable metabolic state without glucose fluctuations. This creates alignment between the conscious mind and the physiological state. When cravings are eliminated, the individual is no longer fighting their own biology. They are operating with it. This alignment is what makes sustained dietary change possible, not restriction, but integration. The experience of control over one's own health, the confidence that comes from completing a structured intervention, has measurable effects on stress hormones, cortisol regulation, and long-term adherence to healthy behaviors. For those considering this approach, a 5-day sardine fast provides a meaningful metabolic reset. Daily electrolyte supplementation is essential, particularly sodium, potassium, and magnesium, as carbohydrate restriction increases renal excretion of these minerals. AB complex vitamin is also recommended, as B1 stores are depleted within 4 days. When transitioning off the protocol, reintroduce foods gradually. The body has adapted to a ketogenic state, and sudden carbohydrate reintroduction can cause digestive distress and fluid shifts. This information is for educational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice.